the Speed Track, and welcome to my channel and welcome to my website. My name is Daryl, and this is Programming in Any Language. The website is www.blackdesktop.com. It's where you'll find all my videos organized in logical order. And this is the Speed Track. The Speed Track is a series of short videos designed to get you to create a meaningful application very quickly. Well, the exit button was really easy. And now we're going to do some real programming. We're going to program the add button. In this video, you'll see how we can write code to take whatever is in the text box and add it directly to the list box. The list box is simply a container that holds anything you give it. Each item that is given to it is assigned an index number. First item added in is assigned 0 for an index. The second one is assigned 1, and so on. The index can be used later to identify an item in the list box. Later, we'll learn how we can use the index number to delete items or even edit specific items in the list box. I know it sounds complicated at this stage of the game, but it's actually pretty easy. Let's watch the video. The add button is a pretty easy thing to do. We're going to code that thing next, but it's going to require learning a little bit about the list box here that we actually have. The add button is really going to require very little code. The list box is sort of like an array. It allows you to keep adding things to it. As you add things to it, you get an increment of each thing that's in there. In other words, the first piece that's in there is LBX stuff 1 or 0. Then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. In other words, they have an index. They're numbered as they go in. So you keep track of that. First thing in is a 0. The second thing in is a 1. The third thing in is a 2, and so on the line. The numbering system goes from 0 on up. So we can add that. But we're not going to learn all about how to remove things and all that kind of stuff. What we want to do right now, we actually will learn about removing stuff in a bit. But right now, we just want to worry about adding things. And the way you add something to a list box is you use the Visual Studio tools to add the item to the box, and as you do that, it automatically increments and adds that to you. So what we have to do here is we want to be able to type something in the Edit Data Here button. When we click the Add button, we want to take that and apply it to this LBX stuff button. So really, what we're going to do is we're going to program the Add button. So let's double click on that and get something. Doing that, we open up a click event for the add button, as you can see right down on here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to basically make a comment. I'm going to say / add text box entry to the list box. And I'm going to update the count. We want to do that. And I'm going to clear the text box and set the focus. So a lot of things going on here. All of it, which you may not know what that means. We're going to discuss that in a second here. Is what we're actually doing. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add it. So we'll do LBX stuff. Remember, that's what we call this thing. And we're going to say items right here. And it's going to be equal to, or dot add. We're going to add. So we'll put on the add button right in here. What are we going to add? We're going to add the text box. And we call that txt something. Text add. So our Visual Studio is helping us determine what we're going to be adding. We want to add the text property of the text box to it. So what we have right here is going to do it. This is enough. This will actually add that piece to it. So that's fine. Now I'd actually just put a little comment on the end of this thing so we know what we're doing here. And basically this is going to add text box to the list box. That'll put that in there. Now we're going to take our int record count and we're going to make it equal to the LBX stuff. Can't spell today. X stuff dot items dot count. You're given a property in the LBX stuff in the list box that actually gives you a count of what's in there. This will give us the current count of what's in that thing. And we know that since it just added 1, it'll probably be a 1 in there going the first time through. So we're going to say that we're going to simply say updates count integer with number of items in the list box. And then we want to actually go and say We want to put that thing out on our screen, so we're going to say LBS. We'll put this on the label. Label record count dot text, in the text property again. We're going to make that equal to our int record count to string. We've done that before. As you can see right up in here, we did this when we first loaded this thing. So the same code is being used here to do this kind of thing. We need to put the parentheses on the end of this thing and then a semicolon. And then we can make a comment here and say places count in a label. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to say txt add, the add button, dot text is equal to, quote, quote. That clears out the text box. It wipes out anything that's in there by putting nulls or nothing in the text box. So that makes it clean. Then we're going to say text add dot focus, which allows us to place the cursor at the text box entry, so the user can just start typing out if he's going to add another one. He doesn't have to go and position it with a mouse or anything like that. We need comments on these two things. I'm going to put those things in right here. This one clears the text box, and this one right here positions positions cursor on the text box. And that's all we need to do. We can do a file save now on this thing, save all, and we can do a start to see what's going to happen to this thing. And we'll add something. Let's add coffee beans. And hit the add button. And bang, it goes into the list box. Wonderful. And it sets our cursor right up here too. And notice our record count has increased. So all these things are working right now. We can now add oranges, making a shopping list of some kind. And it goes down here. Now we have 2 records in there. And now we're going to add bread. And again, add. Puts it in there. I'm just going to add a few more things so you can see the cursor pop up in this list box right away. So we're going to put in pears. And let's say butter. Really a random list here. Eggs. And let's get some bacon in there. And now notice the cursor's popping up here. I have one more item to this thing. We'll have milk. Now that's in there. We can actually take our cursor now and move it up and down. We can kind of see that thing move. So the list box functions as a container that's going to hold all the items you put in there. And this is the 0 item, 1 item, 2, 3, 4, 5. So list box or list box stuff. What do we call it? List box stuff? I think we did. Yeah, list box stuff. LBX stuff. 0 is coffee beans. List box 1 is orange. List box stuff 2 is bread. List box 3 stuff 3 is pears, and so on the line. So we can get those things. We don't need to worry about that right now, but later on we'll use those indexes to actually move things around or delete things inside this list box, and that's all we need to do to it. I'm going to close this guy off. Works just fine, and that's our add button. All done. That was simple.
Not bad. Slightly complicated, but not really. And you use the list box more and more, you will discover how useful it is and how easy it is to work with. Let's break for now. We'll come back and tackle the clear button next. See you next time. Thanks for watching. If you get a chance, please subscribe. We'll see you next video. Take care.